The typical unit for energy is a joule. There are other units that we can use for energy as well, including a unit that appears on your electricity unit assignment. It's called an electron volt. One electron volt is equal to 1.60 times 10 to the negative 19 joules. That's written on the left-hand side of your data sheet. Now, if you need to convert electron volts to joules, I want you to use that conversion factor that's given to you. On page 5 of your unit assignment, there are 3 places where you see electron volts used. The kinetic energy before a collision is 3 mega electron volts. The energy of a scattered alpha particle is 2.2 mega electron volts. And the energy of a scattered proton is 0.6 mega electron volts. If we want to convert 3 mega electron volts to joules, the first thing we want to do is convert that to electron volts. 3 mega electron volts is 3.00 times 10 to the 6 eV. Now, remember, the conversion factor, as on your data sheet, is 1.00 eV is equal to 1.60 times 10 to the minus 19 joules. Let's set up a ratio here. 1.00 eV is 1.60 times 10 to the minus 19 joules. Well, then 3.00 times 10 to the 6 eV is equal to x joules. If you cross multiply, x ends up being equal to 4.8 times 10 to the negative 13 joules. Therefore, 3 mega electron volts is equal to 4.8 times 10 to the minus 13 joules. Similarly, if we want to convert 2.2 mega electron volts to joules, we want to first convert that to electron volts. 2.20 times 10 to the 6 eV, and then I want to set up the same ratio. 1.00 eV is equal to 1.60 times 10 to the minus 19 joules. That's on our data sheet. That's equal to 2.20 times 10 to the 6 eV over x joules. So 1 is to 1.6 as 2 is to x. If we cross multiply and solve for x, it works out to be 3.52 times 10 to the negative 13 joules. So 2.2 mega electron volts is equal to 3.52 times 10 to the negative 13 joules. And finally, we have 0.600 mega electron volts, which we first want to convert to electron volts. 0.600 times 10 to the 6 eV. Now let's set up our ratio for that one. We say 1.00 eV is 1.60 times 10 to the minus 19 joules, as is on our data sheet. That equals 0.600 times 10 to the 6 eV over x joules. So 1 is to 1.6, and 0.6 is to x. If we cross multiply that one, we get a value for x of 9.6 times 10 to the negative 14 joules. So 0.6 MeVs is equal to 9.6 times 10 to the negative 14 joules. This is something that we normally address a little bit later on in Physics 30. I didn't realize that you ended up having a couple of questions that relied on that in this assignment, but here's your little tutorial to answer those questions. We'll revisit this a little bit later on in the course when we normally do.